Welcome to the channel. My name is Noah. I'm a tarot reader. I've been reading tarot for, almost 7 years now, and I just recently started doing it for other people. This is going to be a tarot reading for December predictions, so thank you for watching the video. I hope this resonates. Remember, leave what resonates, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I'm traveling right now, so I'm house sitting for someone, so I've got 2 dogs in the house, so they might bark and I might have to pause and restart recording, so just bear with me. So the first message I was getting today is that you are very, very connected to spirit right now. You could be feeling like there's something big around the corner. Very connected to your spirit guides. I feel like you feel like there's some change coming into your life, some blessing. You could have been manifesting this blessing, like really working on your self-talk, your affirmations, maybe reading. I feel like you've been reading books about the occult or manifestation, spiritual ideas, maybe Buddhism, I don't know. And you can feel that your connection to spirit is growing deeper and deeper and deeper. And this could also just be a connection with yourself, because your connection with yourself is the same as your connection with spirit. And your real self, not your ego. And it's interesting that to get to your real self, you do have to connect to your ego. So it could be that you are connecting to your ego, like your personality, the role that you play here on earth. And that is just connecting you even deeper with the real I am, which is even deeper. Because once you connect with, there go the dogs. Once you connect with your ego, you start realizing that it is a role that you play, right? That once you actually step into it, because I feel when we define ourselves by our ego, it's because we maybe have aspirations to be those things. Oh, I'm an athlete and I don't know, and I want to be a really good athlete, and I want to be really, successful or something. And then once you get there, you're realizing well, why am I still feeling unfulfilled, or there's this isn't all of me. So I feel you're kind of doing this work of taking down your ego, maybe stepping into it, but stepping into it to then step out of it, to then work through it, to be in that space, to then realize that this is just the role that you play. So anyway, kind of a tangent there, but you're very connected to spirit, and you feel like you have blessings coming in. And I feel like this December, you are going to have blessings coming in. I've been getting this channel repeatedly that this 2026 is going to be your year. It's going to be a year where you start building, where this year was the year of shedding. It was the year of getting rid of things that no longer served you, maybe relationships, workplaces, environments, and realizing that you do have free will, that you do have the ability to change your life if you want to. And I feel you've been making these changes, and you've been sort of sitting in this I'm gonna take my glasses off because they're hella dirty. You've been making these changes, and I feel you've been okay, well then where's the reciprocation? When is the universe going to step in and actually give me these blessings? And this is what is coming in right now. It's all in divine timing. Everything works out the way it's supposed to be. And so Spirit is saying you feel it coming in. Just maintain that connection, and your blessings are coming in. We have the 5 of Pentacles in reverse. You could have been feeling having financial strain, wondering how are you going to pay your bills? Where's your money going to come from? Wondering I feel you've been going through it. Maybe during this year you've been going through it, you've been dismantling trauma, dismantling other people's expectations of you, and you're shit, well, when is this gonna end? I feel I've just been doing shadow work after shadow work, or I just feel I've been suffering, I've been keeping my thoughts aligned, I've been trying to stay connected to spirit, I've been doing all the things, and yet I'm still struggling. Yet I still don't know how to put food onto the table. I still am maybe dealing with codependent relationships, struggling. And Spirit saying, this is the end to that. Don't worry, this is coming to an end. you are being taken care of right now. Things are being working like behind the scenes. And here's the thing, like you don't see this coming. It's very hidden from you right now. I feel like you can feel it. You can feel the energy. You feel there's this inkling in your head, like even though it may be hard, it may be difficult right now in some aspects, you do feel like you feel better. You feel like there is something coming. You do feel connected. You feel like, oh, this is all for a purpose. This is, or just a phase in my life, and I'm coming into this new phase of abundance, of love, of fulfillment, of walking my own path with confidence. And this is what's coming into, like, we've been in this Sag year, so I do feel like a lot of this year was like leaving things, right? It was like choosing to move on. And moving into Capricorn, it's the year of like building. It's the year of like, dotting your I's and crossing your T's, of, things like it getting down to work. And I feel like that's what's happening. Like Spirit was saying, like, no, you needed to leave all of these situations. You needed to leave these beliefs behind. If it wasn't like physical situations, it was beliefs. It was self-limiting doubts. This idea that like you have to work really, really hard, that life's supposed to be a struggle. Maybe that like you need other people. You need other people to fulfill you. That like I'm getting this message of like that it's okay to suffer because we suffer together. Like I feel like you were in some situation, some dynamic where it was like you were miserable, like miserable loves company. Misery loves company, that's the word. Where you were both miserable, like just not having a good time, but you were like, well, at least we have each other. At least we're miserable with each other. And it was like a vicious cycle where you kept pulling each other into it. You let each other's misery, you let each other's suffering become your own, right? And so it was like a positive feedback loop where it was just like, and I feel like you were realizing that actually I don't need to be in those dynamics. I can be happy, fulfilled, and by myself, and regulate by myself, and that's okay, and I can do that. And like I don't need other people to fulfill me because I fill my own cup. Let's get some more cards. I'm sorry, I kind of went on a tangent. I was just getting a lot from that, but your suffering is coming to an we have a lot of blessings coming in. I feel like, and this is like I said the intention, this is like your December prediction. So, you're going to have like boons coming in. You're going to have, the Hermit. Turning inward. Shining a light on the things. Spirit is shining a light on the ways that you are suffering to then show you the way out of it. The ways where you are still codependent, where you are like perpetuating your own cycles of lack and just like suffering and illness. And Spirit is shining a light on that for you to lead you out of it. This is a time for you to really reflect. 10 of Pentacles. Okay. So right now, you're being led. Spirit is coming in as a mentor, right? I feel like this could be another person. This could be like a physical person coming into your existence, into your physical reality. So just be aware of that. If someone does come in, like be open to learning from other people. Be open to people who come in who do want to teach you things, or maybe just lead by example, like lead by their lives. If you meet someone who you admire in some aspect, like learn from them. Be like, okay, well, how do they live internally, right? Where is their mind? Where is their heart? I'm so sorry about the dogs. I hope it's not too bad. But being like, okay, how can I not really follow their footsteps, but what do they implement in their life that I would like to implement in my life? And it could be like, it could be like letting things go. Again, like I feel like so much is just letting things go, and like self-improvement isn't so much of like discipline as in like holding on and being like, I do these same things every single day and I'm really stuck on this one routine. It's more like, no, letting yourself flow while keeping your goals in mind, right? We're making every single action, every single choice, being like, okay, well, is this where I want to go? Is this suiting me? Is this fulfilling me right now and also fulfilling me in the future? And I think that when we have that two-pronged approach, that's when we actually start making good progress for ourselves, because we take care of ourselves in the moment while also being like, okay, well, I'm also still heading in that direction of my goals. And, realizing that like the real magic is in the now, is taking care of yourself now. And then when you take care of yourself now, then those future goals will come. But Spirit is saying like, no, you are being shown the way out of this suffering, and into total fulfillment. Okay? You're moving from suffering, from codependency, from, not having enough money, of like not having security. Spirit is saying, no, follow me. I'm moving us. Like, oh, come here, guys, come here. Follow me. And then moving you into this Ten of Pentacles season, a season of total fulfillment, of being taken care of feeling completely secure, like in your finances, but also like in your home life, in your family. Yeah, complete fulfillment. And it's because like I'm very much being drawn to like the Kabbalah symbols in this Ten of Pentacles, right? So if you don't know, like this is reminiscent of the Tree of Life in mystical Kabbalah, which is Jewish mysticism. It's also repeated multiple times throughout the tarot, most notably on the Hanged Man figure. He embodies it. But here the Pentacles are embodying it. So I feel like, how does like physical abundance come through? It comes in because we are spiritual. Yeah, because we are connected to our emotions and to spirit and to our real selves. You're learning that to be abundant, first you have to take care of yourself. You have to be in touch with your emotions. And then once you're in touch with your emotions, then act on them. Then actually make decisions that fulfill them. Because if you don't, you're living a lie. You can't build trust with yourself, right? So how do we build self-confidence? How do we build trust? How do we build like ease in decision making? How do we stop second guessing ourselves? Well, we build trust with ourselves. How do we build trust? We do the things we say we're going to do to ourselves, and we live authentically according to our emotions. And the best way to do this, in my opinion, is to get rid of the first thing of like not get rid of, but when you're thinking of things that you want to do, right? The things that you decide to do, my tip is choose things that align with your emotions. Because if you choose things to do that you don't actually want to do, then when you do them, you're like, okay, yeah, I did them. Cool, I'm building trust. But then also, on the other hand, like, yeah, I said I was going to do them and I did them. So I built trust on that end with myself. But on the other hand, I invalidated my feelings and I went against what I actually wanted to do in that moment. So then it's like losing trust in that department. So you have to do things that are both emotionally and like mentally fulfilling, or like fulfilling your goals. So Spirit is saying like the key to your financial success and this movement out of suffering is to be connected with your emotions. Follow your intuition. I'm getting that too. Like, and follow God. Your intuition is God, right? It is the soul of spirit within you. So, especially with the Hermit, it's like, go inwards. It works inward, outward. Go inwards and listen to your intuition about things. Let's see. Yeah, Page of Swords. Yeah, do not overthink. This is not a time for you to overthink your actions, to overthink like what you're doing day to day, especially going into the end of December. Like, this is the holiday time. This is time for family. It's time for love. It's time for, if you don't have like a physical family around you that you enjoy, or you're not going home for the holidays, or whatever it is, like, be your own family. Like, this is a time, like, end of the year, it's freaking cold outside. Take a cue from the animals, right? The animals right now, they are sleeping, they are eating, they are shitting, and they're just enjoying themselves. So, like, take this time to really enjoy yourself, to do things that you like to do just because you like to do them. And don't overthink, like, don't think, okay, well, is this serving me? Is this, like, how is this bettering me? How is this, like, getting me closer to my, like, goal of $100,000 in the bank? Like, no. God will lead that to you. There's a time for that. God will lead that to you. Now, Don't overthink it. Just follow your emotions. Do what you want to do, whatever that is. It's right under the high priest. So it's like, yeah, the key right now is really just trusting your intuition. And I feel like sometimes when we hear that, we can then overthink our intuition. We're like, okay, well then what is my intuition? How do I know it's my intuition? Maybe that's just my mind. How do I know that thought that just came in my head was not my brain? How do I know it's my intuition? And you know it's your intuition because you just act without thinking. You just do things, right? It kind of bypasses your head. Another thing that happens to me is like, I'll have the thought of, oh, I want to go here. And then I'm like, yeah, that'll be fun. And then it's like after those initial thoughts, and then I'm like, oh, well, is that good for me? Is that going to mess with my schedule today? Oh, am I going to have time for that? It's like, no, don't let those thoughts come in. Just go with your first instincts, right? Usually you can tell the difference between your instinct and overthinking because it's like pure. It's not like on a loop. It's not exhaustive, right? It's very fresh. It feels very good. You can usually feel it like in your heart space or somewhere else in your body. It just feels like, and it's just something natural. Like your body just naturally does it. You don't have to go through like, I don't know. Don't know where I was going with that. Yeah, work. Interesting. It's under that 5 of Pentacles. Let's see. Okay, I'm getting like, maybe this struggle has been with your work. It lines up with, the Pentacles. You feel like you're not getting, the enough money in your work. Maybe you could be like a gig worker and you're not getting as much gigs, or the economy is tough, people aren't spending as much. So if you're like in some kind of leisure or like hospitality service, maybe you're not getting as many tips or clients. And maybe if you're not getting as many shifts, as many hours, and that's causing a financial strain. Yeah. But it's sort saying, don't worry, like you're being rescued from this time of maybe struggling in your work. Spirit is coming in and rescuing you. There's really I'm getting this very, very strong feeling. There's really nothing on the physical plane that you can do to make these blessings come in December. Really, there's nothing. It's not nothing in work related, nothing where you go out and you pitch your business idea, or you go in and you, I don't know, go apply for jobs, something like that. And if you're doing that process, not saying stop doing that, you do you. But they're saying that, Spirit is saying you are being rescued from the situation. There's something that you needed to learn from this situation. There is some, you had to go through this contrast. Again, with the 5 of Pentacles, for me, it's very much in reverse. It's very much like a spiritual awakening. Right? Moving from outside of the church into the church, right? Moving away from suffering to then fulfillment in spirit. And they're saying no, you had to go through this time. We had to go through this contrast to then be able to recognize the light. We recognize the truth. If we don't go through a period of lack of material wealth, we could then put so much emphasis and importance on that material wealth, right? We could think that money is everything, right? When really it's not. It's nothing. It's just things that we play with here on the physical plane. It's just, a property of the game. It's just a resource. And so if you didn't go through this, you may have become obsessed with your work. You may have become obsessed with money, always chasing more money, more money, more money. So Spirit is saying everything is for a reason. And, we learn lessons in very convoluted, crazy ways. And it's, it's not our place to we will never know exactly why it had to be this way. There's so many factors. There's no way we can know. But Spirit is saying it's okay. You're being rescued from this. You were always going to be rescued from this. You were always going to experience abundance. Maybe you were overthinking before, and this is an end to it through this. You have no choice. I'm kidding. You have no choice but to give up this overthinking. You have no choice but to give up control because you feel like you don't have control. You're like, I can't do anything else. I'm doing all I can. I'm going into work. I'm doing my things. I physically cannot do anything else. Like, I am doing what I can right now. And Spirit is saying, yeah, exactly. Exactly. You were meant to get to this point of overworking, of, pouring everything out, right? Into this, like into the grind, into, like advancing. You were supposed to then realize that you're not supposed to, that your life is one of ease. It's one of relaxation, of things coming to you, of receiving them from the universe through like really weird, mysterious, strange ways that you can't ever, that seem illogical, that seem like, how could this have come up? Right? Things that seem to have been put in motion years before. You're like, well, how is this coming up now? Like, this is so weird. This is such like a weird chain of events. So I really feel like, yeah, like Spirit is saying, like, you had to go through this. Like, go through this idea that, like, work actually can't bring you fulfillment, can't bring you the money. Or let me say, it is not the most efficient way. It's not a guarantee. Yeah, this year. It's not a guarantee, right? Because the way that we're actually, like, meant to receive abundance is simply, like, from the universe, just asking and it will be given, right? Just flowing, things flowing like magic. I'm being drawn to that story of, like, the loaves and the fishes. You just being like, oh, well, that'll be enough, and then just giving them out and it never running out. Like, that is the energy that you're meant to be in. Divine connection with Spirit. Yeah. And like I said at the beginning, you feel this coming in. I'm not telling you anything that's like new. Yeah, Raven. Be very, very, I got the Seer and the Raven. Be very, very cognizant of your dreams. Your dreams, your Spirit is speaking to you through your dreams. You could, like, if you have spirit guides, invoke them to come to you in your dreams to give you visions of what you need to know. The Raven is also, like, very much so, like, it's a psychopomp, right? It's like the leading of the souls. And with the Seer, I feel like, you are being led, like I was saying earlier, like, you're being led on your path. You're being led on this journey to abundance, to your true self. So don't be afraid, And I feel like, like this December, like the energy of December is very much like you are heading into, like, you're going into like this, I don't want to say dungeon because that can be like all gloomy, but I mean it in the sense of like a video game, like a dungeon crawl. Like, you're there and you're there to have fun. If you like Adventure Time, it's like you're Finn and you're starting on an adventure, and then you go into this, like, the first part of the adventure, and there's like all this loot, like there's all this armor and a beautiful sword and like money and food and health items. And I feel like that's where you are. Like, you are in this December, you are entering into that, like, first cavern where you are, like, stocking up on your stuff, on blessings that Spirit is bringing into you, on abundance. And so then that you can enter this new phase of your life where you are building up as a hero, like entering this new journey where you are in a position of power, where you are the adventurer, you're the hero, like, you're the main character. No longer are you a victim or a side character or, like, a love interest before someone finds their, like, true love, or any other role that you may have identified with in the past. Like, no, you are the main character. You are Finn. You are, whoever you want to be. Like, that is you. So that's where I'm going to end the reading. I hope this resonated with you. Happy December. You've got so many great things coming in. I love you. Have a great day. Bye.